How's it going, everyone? So for those of you that are just now joining me because you saw the title of this video, my name is Cincy Nerd and I am a collector. And for those of you that have been with me for a while and have noticed that I haven't posted a video in a few days, it's because, long story short, I've been very sick. I had a stomach virus. I thought it was food poisoning. Turns out it was a stomach virus, but I am getting better, and I decided, since I haven't posted a video in so long, that I would do something kind of fun. I'm going to do a Hot Toys and Sideshow collection video. So I'm going to show you all of my Hot Toys, all of my Sideshows, all of my 3As, 3Zeros, and my third-party figures. But this should be fun, so let's get started. So I believe this is my third Hot Toys collection video, and you'll notice I'm doing something a little different this time. I usually start over on the Marvel side, but today I'm going to start on the DC side and do things in reverse that I usually do. So I'm going to show you my DC Hot Toys figures first. Let's start over here with Deadshot from Suicide Squad. You'll notice I have the masked head sculpt on. I recently had the Will Smith head sculpt on, but I like to change the head sculpts out if it comes with multiple head sculpts. So just to keep things fresh, keep the collection fresh and new. So there is Deadshot. And there is Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn is probably one of my favorite acquisitions of the entire year, 2017. I'm not sure if it's my favorite, but it's definitely one of my favorite. I just think that this is an amazing looking figure. Awesome head sculpt. It just really captures the character of Harley Quinn from the movie. And just look at the details. The details in the bat, in the costuming. Just a really awesome figure all around. But there is Harley Quinn, and there is Deadshot. Alright, so moving on, I have another Suicide Squad figure. It is the Purple Coat Joker. This is also a very, very awesome figure. I love this figure a lot. A lot of detail. A lot of people had some problems with the purple jacket rubbing off on the body of the figure, like the purple coming off the jacket. I didn't have that problem, so I guess I'm fortunate and lucky. But I just like this figure a lot. I think this looks amazing. I do want the Tuxedo Joker still. I liked Jared Leto in Suicide Squad. I thought he was a different portrayal of the Joker. And I just liked the character and I liked the movie. I know a lot of people hated the movie. I happen to like it. So here's some more detail on this one here. Here's the hand with the tattoo on it. Those chains are metal chains, by the way. But just a really, really cool figure. There are my Suicide Squad figures right there. Moving on to Batman vs. Superman, another movie that a lot of people didn't like that I liked. Here is the Nightmare Batman. This one is kind of hard to find right now. It really went up in price. But I was fortunate enough to score it when it first was available on Sideshow, pre-ordered it, and got it. Because I really liked that scene from the movie. I thought that was a really cool scene. I think that might be a lot of people's favorite scene from the movie. But this one, you can actually swap out the facial expression. I have the screaming one there, or yelling one. Right as he realizes he was being double-crossed and parademons were about to attack. Kind of a cool prelude to the Justice League movie, that scene right there. But there is the Nightmare Batman figure. I never know how much time to spend on each figure when I do these collection videos, because I don't know how much detail you want to see in the figure, so I always feel like I'm rushing through these things. So if I go back and go over the figure again, it's just because I really like the figure and I want to make sure that I show you all the really cool details of this thing. There's Nightmare Batman. Got two more figures from Batman vs. Superman. I have Superman. I used to have the Man of Steel Superman, but I really, really liked this version a lot. This was a more muscular version of Superman. Thought it was more true to the actor and to the movie. But I have him in a little flight pose there. You can see that he's off the ground, and that base does come up there. The Batman Superman base does pop up. It pops up for all these figures, but obviously you only want to have it pop up if the figure is in a flying pose or jumping pose. So there's the Superman. There's the Henry Cavill. I think that looks pretty darn accurate to Henry Cavill right there. And in the back, I've got Armored Batman. I know that the Battle Damaged Armored Batman just got released. And it comes with that Kryptonite Spear. I did not pre-order that one. I did not. I'm probably not going to pick that one up because I'm very happy with this one. I like this version. They also came out with like a, it was like a black chromed version to simulate what he looked like in the rain. But I like this version. I like the gunmetal gray version. Not much articulation with this one. He does move around a little bit, but I just like the way he looks. Very, very cool right there. And that's not it for Batman vs. Superman. I actually have 2 more figures. So I have the, I think this was a Sideshow exclusive sniper rifle Batman. There's the sniper rifle right there. I also have his grapple gun there. That looks very, very much like Ben Affleck. I think they did a great job with that face sculpt there. But an awesome, awesome figure. I have heard that the Suicide Squad Batman is an actual improvement on this figure because it improves the articulation, and I think it has a better cape. But since I have this one, I'm probably not going to get the Suicide Squad version. I like this version. And here we have Wonder Woman. Very, very cool. I love this figure. This is an amazing figure. This one's a little different because it is a seamless body. You can see that there are no shoulder joints, elbow joints. You can't tell there, but there's no knee joints either. Let's see if you can see that. No knee joints. It's basically like a skeleton under there with a rubber suit over it, is how they did it. So you can see I have the elbow bent there, but I would just be careful if you purchase this figure. Any figure that has like that rubberized body, you'll see a couple more figures in my collection that have that. Just be careful not to bend it for too long because you don't know if that rubber is going to crack over time. But I'll show you the detail in the Wonder Woman. Here's the lasso. Lasso of truth. And inside of the shield. And there's the face sculpt. And that is the end of my BVS figures right there. Moving on to Man of Steel. I do have Jor-El. This is an amazing, amazing face sculpt of Russell Crowe right there. Look at how accurate that is. Despite his limited time in Man of Steel, I did like him a lot in the movie. I like Russell Crowe. He's a good actor. But very, very cool figure there. Also for Man of Steel, I have General Zod. I think he did awesome in the movie. I thought General Zod was a badass in the movie. I thought he was freaking awesome. Especially loved, spoiler alert if you haven't seen Man of Steel. By the way, he is in a flight pose right now. I loved at the very end when he realized that he had the powers and all the armor just fell off of him and he was ready to beat some ass. But there's General Zod. He does come with an alternate head sculpt with his helmeted version. But I like showing this version right here. This is a cool face sculpt. There you go. General Zod. And moving on to The Dark Knight, I have Bruce Wayne and Alfred. So we've got Michael Caine. Pretty darn good Michael Caine representation there. Christian Bale, who was an excellent Batman. And then we've got the armory. This armory does light up. You can have an actual Batman suit hanging in the armory. Well, that's what those 2 metal hooks are. But you could also, alternatively, have an actual Batman figure, which is what I chose to do. And you'll see that Batman figure in just a second. But there's the armory with all of his gadgets, weaponry, all that great stuff in there. And that lights up, but I don't have the batteries in there because these batteries go pretty fast when they're in these things, and I don't want them to corrode, so. But there you go. Dark Knight, Christian Bale, Michael Caine, Bruce Wayne, Alfred. Alright, continuing on. This is one of my, I call it a centerpiece, because it's a very, very large Hot Toys piece. It's not a figure, But it is the, let me get the aerial shot here, the tumbler from Dark Knight. And you can see that I have this is the actual figure that comes with the armory that you can have hanging as a Batman armor, but I have the face expression in there right now, so I have him as a actual Batman figure. But that is a very large piece, as you can see. That is a giant Batmobile. And it does light up, as you can see. I have the switch on to light up. The cockpit does open. Batman can sit in there. I choose not to have him sit in there. I don't want him to get all bent up in there, but it's a pretty awesome Batmobile. I like it a lot. It's huge. It's heavy. But there is the Dark Knight Christian Bale Batman figure and the tumbler. By the way, if you're just joining me and you notice this stuff in the background, I have two girls. I have two daughters, a 4 and a 7-year-old. And most of this stuff down here is mine. This is my nerd cave, as I like to call it. Got a bar over there with a lot of stuff on it. But I do share this corner with my girls, so they've got their pops and their dresses and their dolls and stuff over there. So, all right, and continuing on with my DC theme, this is my other quote-unquote centerpiece. This is the Bat from Dark Knight Rises. And this is amazing. This is not a 1/6 scale item. This is a 1/12 scale item. I think this might be one of the only Hot Toys pieces that was 1/12 scale. Obviously a 1/6 scale Bat would be gigantic and probably not price friendly. So they made this version so that people could actually have this in their collection. But it is very large, as you can see here. And those figures in there are 1/12 scale, so they're like 6-inch figures. So that's a 6-inch Batman and a 6-inch Catwoman there, Selena Kyle. But this does light up, as you can see. There are many lights on it. These propellers here do move, as well as these right here. Just gotta hit the button. You can see there, and double propeller there. So pretty cool feature there. They kind of sound a little weak, but really cool nonetheless. But there you go. There is the Bat. Let me show you the aerial shot from this thing. Again, it is huge. It is gigantic. It takes up a lot of room. So I don't think that there's really any way that they could have done this in 1/6 scale. But it's a pretty cool piece there. Alright, I'm going to get to the Star Wars stuff next, but before I get to that, I want to show you a couple 3A and 3.0 pieces I have. So this is a 3A Optimus Prime from the movie, Transformers movie. Obviously, a lot of people don't like the Transformers movie, but I think that this piece is pretty immaculate. It's one of my favorite pieces in my entire collection. It is so freaking accurate and so detailed. Look at this thing. Obviously, it does not transform. It's not a transformer. It is a transformer, but it doesn't transform. But it's got articulation on each of the fingers there. Multiple articulation. You can see the wear on the paint and whatnot. Just really, really awesome. They took a lot of time to make this piece here. And it's huge also. So just as comparison, this is like a little deluxe Transformer figure, and you can see how large it is. It's huge. But this is the 3A Optimus Prime from the Transformers movie. And I have a couple 3.0 figures here as well, if you could see them. The light is not very good right now, but I have the Raphael from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie. And I have the Michelangelo from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Michelangelo also comes with this cool skateboard here. Just sitting on top of my popcorn machine. But very, very cool figures. I apologize for the lighting, but there you go. Raphael, Michelangelo, and Optimus Prime. Alright, so I do have several Sideshow figures in my collection as well, including my favorite piece of my entire collection. this Luke Skywalker on Tauntaun. I absolutely love Empire Strikes Back. It's my favorite movie of all time, and that opening scene on Hoth was amazing. So this means a lot to me. This is absolutely my favorite piece of my entire collection. The Sideshow Hoth Luke on the Tauntaun. That Tauntaun is basically a statue. But you could switch it out. You could switch the horns out to make this Han Solo's Tauntaun in case you have the Han Solo figure. But I have the horn there with the broken horn, so that's Luke's Tauntaun. You could see, like, look at the detail on this thing. Those little blankets and stuff, those are real fabric there. Really, really awesome detail on this thing. Show you the Luke. There's the face sculpt of the Luke. And there's the Tauntaun. Just love this piece. I do have some other Sideshow figures. I have the Sideshow pilot Luke from Star Wars A New Hope. And show you the detail on that one real quick. I have the Captain Rex. Is that Phase 2, I believe? Phase 2 Captain Rex. He's got his jetpack on there. His blasters. Really, really awesome piece there. And moving on to this side, I do have Darth Maul. My favorite, probably my favorite character in the entire prequel trilogy, besides General Grievous. I just love Darth Maul. There he is, right there. This is like, I think this is the second or third version by Sideshow that they've done. This is, in my opinion, the most accurate Darth Maul figure that they've ever done. Body proportion wise, everything. The first versions, the body did not look right. But this one right here is absolutely amazing. I think you can actually still buy this on SideshowToy.com, so you might want to check that out. Big Bad Toy Store might also have it as well, but just a beautiful, beautiful figure. Love that Darth Maul. And then I have Darth Malgus here. Here you go, show you some detail on his head. Very, very cool figure there. Show you the detail on his armor. There's the Old Republic base there. But there is Darth Malgus. Look at that face. But there are my Sideshow figures. I don't have that many Sideshow figures, but again, favorite piece of my collection is a Sideshow. Really two pieces. The Tauntaun and the Luke are two separate pieces, but my favorite thing in my entire collection right there. Moving on to my Hot Toys figures. So, I'm going to start over here with the Force Awakens Han Solo, old man Han Solo, in his, I'm not going to say Hoth gear because they weren't on Hoth, his cold weather gear. There is Han Solo. And he does have the leather jacket on under all that gear. Under that cold gear. I had him displayed with the leather jacket, but again, I like to switch my figures up if they have different clothing items. Like the Harley Quinn over there, I had the jacket on, but I took that off. This one, I put the jacket back on just to kind of display him differently. But there is Han Solo, The Force Awakens. Also from The Force Awakens, here's old man Luke Skywalker. A couple old men in this on this shelf here. There's old man Luke with his metal hand. Standing on top of a island, wondering who the heck is on his lawn. What are you doing here? Why are you handing me my old lightsaber? But there you go. I like the base on this one. You can see the base is that from that island. I forgot the name of the island, what it's actually called in Star Wars, but I know it's like actually called Skellig Michaels, the actual name of that island they shot that scene on. It's an actual place. You can actually go there. But there is old man Luke Skywalker. I have quite a few Force Awakens figures. I liked that movie a lot. So let me continue on with the Force Awakens. Here is the First Order. I've got Kylo Ren in the back. There's Kylo. Stopping a laser blast with his hand, with the Force. Like a frickin' boss. I've got the Snowtrooper. I know this guy didn't get much screen time in The Force Awakens, but I'm pretty sure that they're going to get some screen time in The Last Jedi. So that's why I picked this one up. Plus, it's a really, really clean looking figure. Look at how white that is. Awesome, awesome looking figure. So there's the Snowtrooper. And then I have this guy, the badass in the movie. We all thought it was going to be Phasma, but it was this guy. Traitor! Can't help but say traitor every time I see this guy. It's the Riot Control Trooper with the Riot baton there. First Order Stormtrooper. There you go. There's my First Order group right there. And moving on to my fins. I got a couple fins. So I got this one recently. This is the Finn in the Stormtrooper outfit. The bloody helmet. Didn't think I was ever going to land this figure because I missed out on it when it was available on Sideshow, but I found it actually recently on a trip down to Dallas, Texas. So this was an awesome, awesome pickup for me down there. Finn in the First Order Stormtrooper outfit. And I have the regular Finn as well. And I have him posed with the lightsaber because I did, before I got this guy, I actually had him posed with Traitor up there. And that's why I had the lightsaber. Because I like that scene. That was a cool scene. So there's Finn right there. Show you the details on Finn. So there you go. Moving on from Finn to Rey. So here's Rey. I got this version of Rey. I got the version without the BB-8, and I'm kind of regretting that because I want the BB-8 now, but I have this version of Rey. This figure can be posed many, many different ways. It's an awesome, awesome figure to have in your collection. You can pose her this way. You can pose her with the lightsaber. You can pose her with the face mask thing on when she was scavenging in the beginning. But just a great looking figure. Let me show you this a little bit better. There is Rey. And I also have Resistance Rey. So at the end of the movie, when she's about to hand Luke the lightsaber. There's Resistance Rey. I do realize that my posing is not very good, so I know you're probably thinking this guy needs to work on his posing, but I am fully aware of that, so thank you for the early feedback. But I know that my posing kind of sucks. I just don't like to, if it's got like these pants or like an elbow like that, I don't like to stretch the material too much. So I like to try and get them in dynamic poses if I can, but I also don't want to stretch the clothing out. So I might have him in a dynamic pose for a little while, but then put him back. So there you go. There's my Force Awakens figures right there. Moving on to Empire Strikes Back, my favorite Star Wars movie. I do have the Snowtrooper. And this is the Battlefront version that comes with the jetpack and the bazooka, but I have just the regular Snowtrooper blaster there. Really, really cool. Awesome detail on this one right here. And then we've got Yoda. This Yoda does come with two different head sculpts. I have the eyes closed, focusing on the Force, levitating rocks, pulling X-Wings out of swamps. But this one's got some cool accessories. He is a small figure. He's got a really cool base, though. I think that because he's a small figure, they made up for that with an awesome, awesome base and some really cool accessories. So I think he makes up for the fact that he's so small. He's got hair on his head. Love this figure. Look at that face. There's Yoda. And moving on to A New Hope, I do have Chewbacca. One of my favorite figures in my collection. As far as Hot Toys figures goes. You can see his fur. Looking like he kind of needs a bath. His bowcaster. And here's his face. This is by far, I think, the best Chewbacca that Hot Toys has done. They did one for Force Awakens as well. I didn't really like that one. I didn't like the face on that Force Awakens Chewbacca. But this one, the colors on the fur, I just think that this is the perfect Chewbacca. I don't think they're going to get any better than this. But there he is. There's Chewie. You can't have Chewie without Han. I guess you can have Chewie without Han if you saw the Force Awakens at the end. But there's Han Solo. There's scruffy looking nerf herder right there. A scoundrel. Smuggler. He's the man. Han Solo is the man. Not the best face sculpt on this one, I don't think. But I think it's decent enough as Harrison Ford. I think the Force Awakens one is an excellent face sculpt as far as what he looks like now. But hopefully, obviously they're going to do an Empire Strikes Back in the Bestman outfit. Hopefully they improve the face sculpt a little bit, but I still like this Han Solo a lot. I think they look great together there. There's Han and Chewie. Moving on to Rogue One. As you can see, I kind of did these in like movie order. So starting with episode 7, 5, 4, 3.5, Rogue One. Here is Darth Vader, and the reason why I have the Rogue One Darth Vader over the New Hope Darth Vader, and I'm not going to pre-order the Empire Strikes Back Darth Vader, is because quite honestly, that end scene, spoiler alert, that end scene in Rogue One with Darth Vader truly shows how much of a badass he is. I think that that is the best interpretation of Darth Vader, the best we've ever seen Darth Vader on screen in all the movies. So I just thought that was awesome when he was just kicking ass and taking names. But yeah, there is the Rogue One Darth Vader. Look at that. Such a badass right there. Love this figure. But there is Rogue One Darth Vader. Sticking with Rogue One, I do have the great Jyn Erso. She was awesome. Spoiler alert, sacrificed herself to get those Death Star plans to the Rebels. Awesome character. Very strong female lead character. But there she is. Look at that face sculpt. I think that's pretty dead on accurate to Felicity Jones. And I have her with the baton that she kicks some stormtroopers' asses with. And the Imperial blaster there. There's Jyn. One of my other favorite characters in Rogue One. K2SO. Love this guy. This guy was awesome. He does have light up effects in his eyes, but I don't have the batteries in right now. But he's a tall figure. As you can see, let's see if I can get a good shot of the height comparison. He's tall. Almost hits his head on the bottom of that Detolf shelf there. But he is awesome. Loved his character. Great humor. Good personality for a droid. Probably my favorite droid. I know that might be blasphemous to people that love R2-D2 and C-3PO, but I think he might be my favorite droid. Besides General Grievous. He was awesome. But there's K2SO. And there's his base. Those are all my Star Wars figures. Hot Toys. And Sideshow. I love Star Wars. I can't wait to get more. I need more Detolf shelves because I am running out of room, as you can see here. But let's wrap this collection video up with some Marvel figures. And as you can see, I have a lot of Marvel figures, including some up here. So let's start up here. Apologize for the lighting once again. I don't have the best lighting down here. But I have Deadpool and Colossus. So this Deadpool is a Hot Toys Deadpool. Hot Toys movie Deadpool. I have him in a little flying pose there, jumping and shooting pose. But as you can see, this is awesome. I love this figure. Very, very cool figure. I think this might have been one of my favorite figures last year. This might have been my favorite figure last year. But there he is. Ryan Reynolds, Deadpool, jumping, about to shoot people, cut people with his katana. Awesome, awesome figure. Now this Colossus is a third-party Colossus, but they did an amazing job with this figure. Here's the face sculpt. He comes with, let me show the costume off there. Very, very genuine and accurate to the movie. He comes with a little handcuff that he went to get Deadpool with. And there's the boots. And I apologize, but I don't remember who the manufacturer is of this. I know it's called the Steel, if that helps, if you want to find this figure. It looks absolutely amazing with the Deadpool figure. I mean, it looks spot on. Deadpool and Colossus. Great movie. Loved both of these characters in it. But there you go. And the height difference you could see, like Deadpool's jumping in the air and he's still shorter than Colossus. So they did Colossus really, really well. I have all of my like taller figures up here that won't fit in my D12 cabinet. So here's another taller one. Age of Ultron Hulk. Let me take this down so you can see this better, because my lighting is terrible up here. So there's Age of Ultron Hulk. It's a big figure. I really, really wanted the Hulk Buster, but I missed out on it, unfortunately. Hopefully I can still add that to my collection at some point. That will definitely be a centerpiece. But this is an amazing looking Hulk. I do have the Titan, Thanos, with the helmet on. If you recently saw the Infinity War trailer, you will have seen Thanos without his helmet on. And quite frankly, I don't think he looks very good without his helmet. I think he needs that helmet to look like a badass right there. So I do have him. He's sitting on his throne. He is the king. He's the man. So he's taking center stage up here on his throne. And he's awesome. He's a great, great figure. Came out with the Guardians of the Galaxy. And occasionally I do have him standing up. He comes with, if you could see the little skirt piece right there, this is his sitting skirt piece. You can swap that out with the standing skirt piece and have him standing up. And he looks awesome there as well, standing up. Alright, moving on to Groot. I am Groot. I'm going to have to take this guy down because my lighting is terrible. There we go. Much better. So there's Groot. Show off. Here's his legs and his feet. And you can see he's got little branches sticking out of his back. Excellent figure. This one actually came two different ways. You could buy it in a single pack Groot, which is the way that I got it, where it comes with that one face sculpt there. Or if you bought the Rocket and Groot, it comes with a second face sculpt where he's like yelling. But I did not get that one. Kind of regret not getting that one because I thought that that was a better face sculpt. Moving on to a Winter Soldier, Captain America the Winter Soldier figure. This is Falcon. And he is awesome, Anthony Mackie. I like this first version of Falcon. I know they came out with the Civil War version. I actually used to have the Civil War version with the red highlights, but there's something about this one that with the gray and black and white color scheme, it just looks really, really cool. That first time they showed Falcon on screen with the wings, it got me. Plus, Winter Soldier is probably my favorite movie that Marvel's done. So I just like this version the most. But there is Falcon, Sam Wilson, Anthony Mackie. Badass figure. Very, very cool. Alright, so moving on to my figures in my Detolf shelf. Here are a couple of X-Men. That one right there is a third-party figure, but this one right here is an official Hot Toys figure. This is the Wolverine from The Wolverine. You could pose this guy a couple different ways. You could pose him with the adamantium claws, or you could pose him with the bone claws. You could pose him with the suit, or you could pose him in his white tank top and brown pants and boots. Very cool face sculpt. Looks very much like Hugh Jackman. But there you go. There is the Wolverine from the Wolverine movie. And I do have this guy as well. This is Quicksilver from X-Men Days of Future Past. This is a third-party figure. I think the manufacturer on this one is called Susu Toys. But you could see he's got like a Pink Floyd shirt on. There's no way that Sideshow or Hot Toys would have been able to get away with a Pink Floyd shirt. So I like that Susu Toys was able to make this one, because I loved his character in the movie. Thought he was hilarious. Loved that scene. Probably my favorite scene in any X-Men movie. So there is Quicksilver. And moving on to Ghost Rider, Robbie Reyes Ghost Rider. Look at this. Look at that. That is awesome. Probably my favorite thing that I've seen on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And this figure is amazing. Comes with those fire effects there. Cool base, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Hopefully we get a couple other Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. figures. I wouldn't mind seeing a Daisy Johnson Quake figure. That would be pretty cool. But you can pose this a couple of different ways. He comes with a metal chain. He comes with a chain on fire. But I have him holding these like fireballs right there. And the mouth does open and close, but look at that face sculpt right there. Awesome. Very, very cool figure right there. Ghost Rider, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Robbie Reyes. Moving on to the Netflix shows, we've got Jon Bernthal, The Punisher. I am still not through this series. I think we're on episode 5 right now, but we're working our way through it. Absolutely love it. It might be one of my favorite Netflix shows. I'm not sure yet if it's going to beat out Daredevil, but I really, really love the Punisher shows so far. But that right there is Johnny Bernthal. That is a great face sculpt right there. And there's the tactical vest, the Punisher. Comes with a sniper rifle. He comes with that revolver, which, I don't know, is that the Judge? I know that there's a revolver that shoots like shotgun shells called the Judge. I'm not sure if that's what that is. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not a gun person. I'm not sure what that is, but there is the base. He does come with a Daredevil base. I wish it had said Punisher on there, but it comes with a generic Daredevil base, as you can see there. But just a great figure. He also comes with a giant Gatling gun, or a minigun, whatever that thing's called. But I have him posed out this way right now. I'll probably put the minigun in there when I decide to change the poses out. And then you have this guy right here, Matt Murdock, the Daredevil. Let me get a better shot of this guy. Here's Daredevil. These, the facial expression can be swapped out. I have the bloody, kind of in a fight one right now. He does have a non-bloody one as well. But you can swap those out. You could also swap out his batons. I have the two batons together. There is one where they're separated, and then there's one with a wire in the middle as well. But there's a detail on his suit. And the boots. And the base. And it comes with that extra base part back there, just to kind of add to it, as you can see there. I think they look pretty good together. Punisher and Daredevil on that shelf. Pretty awesome. Moving on to an excellent movie. I loved this movie, Thor Ragnarok. I've got Thor This is the road-worn Thor with the Surtur skull. That Surtur skull can actually be worn on his back. It's got a magnet in the back there. And you can attach it to his back and then put the chain around it. But I just like to, when you have it on his back, you can't really see the Surtur skull. So I like to display it this way just so you could see it. Because look at the detail on the thing. Looks pretty awesome. So there's Thor. And moving on to another recent movie, at least came out in 2017, Spider-Man Homecoming. We've got Iron Man, Tony Stank, in the, I think this is the Mark 47 suit. And holy crap, look at this thing. So this kind of recreates the scene from, spoiler alert, from the ferry when Iron Man shows up, helps Spidey out. And he's got that thing following him with those little things. I don't really know how to describe it, but those things, they shoot out of that thing, and then they help this guy. They help Tony Stank out. But this is a die-cast figure. This is metal. Most, if not all, of the Iron Man figures now are all die-cast figures. So they're pricey. They're up there in price, but they're very, very well-made figures, and they're metal, so they're heavy. So, very, very cool figure there. Let me show you this face sculpt. There's Tony. Please don't die, Tony. Although you might die in Infinity War. Please don't die. We love you. Although it's probably time for you to die. Alright, so here is Doctor Strange. Benedict Cumberbatch, the Sorcerer Supreme, Eye of Agamotto. I forgot the name of that book thing, but he's awesome. Awesome figure. Love this figure. Such a cool figure. It's probably up there with my top 10 purchases of the year. Here's Doctor Strange. There's the base. Pretty good movie. I like the movie. This figure, though, is amazing. And a close-up of the Cumberbatch. One more time there. And the Eye of Agamotto. Moving on to Civil War. This is the only Civil War figure I have left. I used to have a lot of them. I think I used to have all of them. But I sold them off because I was running out of room. As you can see here, I am running out of room. So I had to consolidate. I kept Black Panther because, quite frankly, he's a badass and he's awesome, and I did not want to sell him. So I kept the Black Panther figure. Plus, it was his first appearance in the movies. I just love this figure. I think it looks amazing. And I loved his character in the movie, too, so. But there is a close-up of his claws. More claws. More claws. Just a cool figure all around. And then we get to Age of Ultron. I do have the entire Avengers team. I don't have all of the Age of Ultron figures, but I have the entire Avengers team from Age of Ultron. And I like that because I have that entire team. And I don't know if we're ever going to see that team together like that again in the movies, honestly. Infinity War, people might get killed off. So I just like the idea that I have all of these guys. So I have Thor. There's the Age of Ultron Thor. I have the Mark 45 Iron Man. I used to have the 43 as well, but I just liked the 45 more. So I decided to keep this one. I like the base with the Ultron there. Here's the Mark 45. And I've got Cap. I decided to keep this Captain America over the Civil War Captain America because this one is magnetized. That shield is magnetized. It's being held on his hand with magnets. That hand is also magnetized. His back is also magnetized. So let me show you real quick. Bam, there you go. So you can see magnet and shield on the back, magnetized. I just think that's a cool feature because it kind of goes along with what was going on in the movie. He had that additional kind of Tony Stark tech. They all had kind of Tony Stark tech built into their costumes and whatnot. So there you go. Captain America from Age of Ultron, Avengers Age of Ultron. And I've got Black Widow with him. So there is the Black Widow. She never used that gun in the movie, but I just think it's a badass looking gun. So I have her holding that, one of her batons. Pretty awesome. So Cap and Black Widow right there. I've got the Vision and his lady now, Scarlet Witch. So there is the Vision. I was really, really happy to get this figure. I was really anticipating this figure. I loved him in the movie. And I just thought he looked really cool. Look at that face sculpt right there. And there's Scarlet Witch. And two more figures from Age of Ultron. I've got Scarlet Witch's bro, Quicksilver. R.I.P. Quicksilver. You died way too soon. Thought you were a cool character in the movie, and I wish you did not. Spoiler alert! I shouldn't even be doing spoiler alert for Age of Ultron. If you haven't seen that movie yet, then why are you even watching this video? Go watch that movie. R.I.P. Quicksilver for saving this guy. That's why I have them posed together. Because this guy was a hero and saved this guy. So there's Hawkeye. And again, I did have the Civil War Hawkeye, but I liked this version. I like the long coat on this version. I thought that looked really cool. So there's Hawkeye and Quicksilver. All right, moving on to my second favorite Marvel movie of all time, Guardians of the Galaxy. Here is Star-Lord. Who? Star-Lord, man. So there's Star-Lord, looking awesome. I'm not sure if I'm going to buy the Guardians 2 Hot Toys Star-Lord. I'm very happy with this one. I don't know, I'll think about it. I'll have to see it in person. And then here's the Rocket. Don't call him a raccoon. There's his big gun. And there he is right there, Rocket. Moving on to this guy. Nothing goes over his head. He's too quick. Drax. And he does come with two different pants that you could put on. You could put on his, they're like a bluish gray pant that he had. And then you could put on the red ones that he had at the very end. And I wanted to pose him with the bazooka because that's when he used the bazooka, so I put the red pants on. So, long story long there. That's why he's looking like this. His knives are in his sheaths down there on his boots. Look at those boots. Those things are awesome. And there's the pants, the tattoos, and there's big Dave Bautista right there. And there's the bazooka. And then there is Gamora, Zoe Saldana. I think that's a pretty darn good face sculpt of Zoe. And just like the Wonder Woman, she has one of those rubber bodies as well, so no seams. Here's the sword. And boots and costume. But there's my Guardians. I got all the Guardians, got those four, and then I got Big Groot up there. But moving on to my favorite Marvel movie so far, Captain America, the Winter Soldier. So there is Bucky, the Winter Soldier. You can pose this guy a few different ways. He comes with, I like this mine launcher that he used when he was going after Nick Fury. So I have him with the mine launcher thing. He also has like a, I think it's an AR-15 or it's some kind of assault rifle. You can pose him without those goggles. You can pose him with the goggles. You can pose him without the mask. I like him like this. I think he looks awesome like this. kind of the first time you see him on screen. You're like, holy crap, this dude's like just standing in the middle of the street like a freaking badass. I've lost count of how many times I've said badass in this video. You could probably do a drinking game if you want. Drink every time I say badass. And moving on to the stealth suit Captain America. Promotional images of Infinity War show him in this suit, so I'm not sure if we're going to see this suit again. We might. We're definitely not going to see that shield again. I thought it was cool how they had that shield, though. The blue and silver one. But there's the Stealth Strike suit, Captain America. And his teammate on the Stealth Strike team, Scarlet Joe, Black Widow, double pistols, ass kicker. Awesome, right there. I'm a big fan of Scarlett Johansson, if you couldn't tell. But there you go. Winter Soldier. And I'm not done with Winter Soldier. I do have Nick Fury, Sam Jackson. Awesome actor. I love Sam Jackson. And I've got the Captain America where he finds Sam Jackson in the apartment. Didn't use that shield. That shield was used for like promotional pictures and whatnot, but this is the shield that came with the figure. I can put a regular Captain America shield on this figure, and I do sometimes, but right now I just put it on there for this video to show you that this shield came with this figure. So there's the Cap and the Steve Rogers figure, as they call it. Cap in the street clothes. All right, we're almost done, ladies and gentlemen. This has been a long frickin' video, but I do have some figures from Iron Man 3. This is the Mark 42. This might be one of my favorite armors that Iron Man's ever worn in the movies. I just love this armor, how it's mostly gold versus red. The red highlights. Plus, I liked Iron Man 3. I thought it was funny. I thought it had some really good dialogue. It was well written. Yes, it was kind of a bummer that Mandarin was not actually the Mandarin. He was an actor, but I don't know. I liked the movie. I thought it was pretty good. But there's the die-cast Iron Man Mark 42 from Iron Man 3. And then I've got Iron Patriot right here. So there's Rhodey and Iron Patriot right there. And I choose to have an Iron Patriot in my collection versus a War Machine because I just liked the way Iron Patriot looked. I thought he looked awesome in that movie. I don't have any War Machines in my collection. I might change that, but I liked Iron Patriot. All right, only a couple more shelves to go. We've got the first Avengers movie, Captain America. I like this suit a lot. I love that movie a lot. It's a great movie. And then I've got the Thor from Avengers. And look at that. There's the Cosmic Cube, which we'll see again in Infinity War. But there you go. There is the figures that I have from the original Avengers movie, Captain America and Thor. And last but not least, this is the last figure that you'll see in this collection video. This is the Mark I. This is the one that kind of started it all. Started the MCU, the very first Iron Man suit. Stark Industries right there. This is the 2.0 version, by the way. Awesome, awesome detail on this one. I love this one. This was a grail for me, and I was able to pick this one up, but really, really cool. So, wow, I think we're done. There you go. Those are all of my Marvel. Let me get the wide angle. Sweet Lord, there's a lot of them there. There's all of my Marvel Hot Toys figures. All right, so we're all done. I had fun doing this. My mouth is dry. I need some water right now. Felt like I was talking for an hour. But I hope you like my collection. I've bought a lot of new pieces this year. If you watch my previous Hot Toys collection videos, you'll see that there's a lot of new stuff in here that I didn't have in those videos. But if you liked what you saw, if you're new to my channel, if you liked my collection video, subscribe if you like it. Also, if you liked it, please do give a thumbs up. I absolutely appreciate it when you guys do that. I do plan on doing more collection videos very, very soon. I'm going to do a collection video with all of my SH Figuarts, Mezcos, Mafex figures, NECAs. I'm going to do the whole thing. It's the end of the year. I figure my collection's probably not going to change much from now till the end of the year, so I'm going to show you my current collection as it stands with everything. So if you liked what you saw here, check out those videos. Those will be coming very soon, but thanks for watching this Hot Toys Sideshow 3A30 third-party collection video. Thank you for watching, liking, commenting, subscribing, and sharing. And as always, have fun collecting. Adios, guys. Thanks for joining, and I'll see you guys later.